Hey, Shalom, Akim. Kahaloyam La, Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem HaRAAHWABAN. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders, a great millstone, and for my grown in this truth under. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Akwat that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith, remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Peace and blessings to you all. Barakatah. All right. So we're gonna touch in a couple of these things, man. That's going on, revolving around Gog and Magog. You know, a whole bunch of things is events are turning out, right? And so we keeping watch over these things, right? So the name of this lesson is going to be All Ye That Bend the Bow, Fire. All ye that bend the bow, fire. And that's exactly what's going to happen, man. Like I say, all the cannons, all these nations is going to aim their cannons at America. All these nations are going to aim their cannons at America. Right? Like the scriptures say, that their wickedness shall be seen, and the wickedness shall be shown throughout, be among the whole congregation. Let me get that real quick. Salaki, let me get that real quick. This is Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 26, verse 26. It says, whose hatred is covered by deceit, his wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation. The whole world is able to see what Esau Edom's up to, man. Right now Esau's trying to create the narrative that Russia is performing some false flag attacks, and just to justify it, over invading Ukraine, right? Okay, so these events are unfolding as we speak, and in the midst of all this, we've got all these other nations that's pretty much siding with siding with Russia, not America, right? And these aren't small nations; these are not insignificant nations. We're starting to see this shift that's happening, that's foretold in the scriptures, right? So this article, I got 3 articles to share with y'all. This article comes with Salakia, comes from republicworld.com. It says China backs Russia in opposing further expansion of NATO amid Ukraine border tensions. Right? China is in agreement with Russia, as it is written, because you understand Russia, as it's written in Ecclesiastes, right, the 38th chapter, that Russia is going to be the guard to all these other nations, man. Russia is going to be that guard. Okay? So it says on Friday, Russia, and this is the thing, man, because everybody, like you can see it in sports. All the fans, right? All these fans, they love to be on the winning team. You see what I'm saying? They could say they love this team all they want to, but when the team starts losing, right? What do? They start saying, nah, that team's kind of trash, and so they just jump to another team, right? So it's not that far fetched. It's not that far fetched. America was the one that was on top. All these nations flocked to America. All these nations was on America's side because what? You know what I'm saying? The scriptures say, who can make war with this beast? Who can make war with this beast? That's what the world was saying many moons ago, right? And I kid you not, there's one of my coworkers was talking to me. He was like, Today, he was talking to me about the state that America was in. We was just talking about oil prices. Oil prices are gone up, right? I think well over 20 cents, since in the past week. And he goes on a whole tangent talking about how America used to be, the greatest nation in the world, and now it's a laughing stock. Well, hey man, I can't do nothing but laugh. You see what I'm saying? I can't do nothing but laugh because I know what the scriptures say, man. Let's get that real quick. Quick detour. Let's go to Isaiah. Actually, it's not. It's fitting well into this lesson. All right, it's Isaiah chapter 47. Let's get that. Isaiah 47 verse 1, it says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldees. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." All right? No more. America's not called the greatest nation in the world. The greatest country in the world. America's not called that anymore. As a matter of fact, they just stated that Russia, it was just stated that Russia, or specifically Moscow, is the greatest city in the world. Think about that. The greatest city in the world is Moscow for its comfort of living, right? And its ease of ease of travel or something. But yeah, Moscow is number one. Go figure, right? So on Friday, Russian President Vladimir Putin met with Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping in Beijing, rejecting the idea of further expansion of NATO. On Friday, Russian President Vladimir Putin met his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping at the opening ceremony of Beijing Olympics 2022, where both the leaders opposed the idea of further expansion of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO for short. Right? This is the beast. This is the beast that the whore rides on. Remember, it says amid the border tensions of Russia and Ukraine, a joint statement was released, which highlighted the issue. It also stated that Putin also slammed AUKUS security collaboration between Australia, the United Kingdom, and the United States. Right? It says Kremlin described the conversations as quite friendly, which took place before the game's opening ceremony, according to BBC. It was the first time the leaders had met in person since the outbreak began. The statement also said that there are no forbidden fields of collaboration between Russia and China, and there are no limitations to friendship. What's the scripture say, man? The kings of the East, right? The kings of the East. This thing's about to go down, man. You got two greatest world powers that's about to, you know what I'm saying, basically in agreement against America. In full agreement. Okay? It says the two presidents confirmed China and Russia's unwavering solidarity during their face-to-face meetings, as tensions with the U.S. and its allies have risen over a number of topics, including the Ukraine border situation, according to Kyoto News. Putin has demanded that NATO withdraw soldiers and weaponry from Eastern Europe, while Xi has spoken out against the politicization of sports, citing the diplomatic boycott of the Beijing Olympics by the U.S. and other diplomatic countries. Okay, so that's pretty much what I want to get on that. Okay, and I want to share another article with y'all. So bear with me. All right. So let's deal with India. It says India tilts towards Russia in Ukraine in the Ukraine fight at the United Nations. New Delhi will continue to resist, falling in line with Washington, potentially thwarting American strategies of neo-primacy. As the Ukraine crisis rages on, where is India's voice? Until recently, it was mostly missing in action. But a vote on Tuesday at the United Nations Security Council on whether to hold an official session to discuss the crisis saw New Delhi tilting towards Moscow. While Russia and China expectedly cast no votes, India, along with Kenya and Gabon, did not support the U.S.-led push for the meeting by abstaining, since nine positive votes were needed in the 15-member council to approve the meeting. India's abstention was effectively a rejection of the U.S.-led argument. Far from being an isolated instance, this incident is part of a larger pattern in India's actions that presents challenges to American neo-primacy. All right, we're seeing this thing happen, man. We're seeing these other nations begin to show their disagreement, right? Their opposition to America's policies. You see what I'm saying? So we're seeing the shift happen. So let me see. Let's go up here. Much has been written and said about the U.S.-India bonhomie by establishment-oriented analysis in Washington. But the uncomfortable fact remains that Washington's arch rival Moscow is also New Delhi's age-old partner and friend, with deep interdependence and common interests in defense and energy trade and investments. And Indo-Russian ties are, if anything, growing stronger. Vladimir Putin was received with open arms during his recent visit to New Delhi, and important agreements were signed despite U.S. pressure. Remember the analogy that I gave earlier, man. Nobody likes to be on the losing side. Everyone wants to be on the winning side. So don't be surprised if the House of Saud from Saudi Arabia starts acting up. You know what I'm saying? Against America's interests. Keep that in mind. All right? All these other nations are jumping ship. All these other nations are jumping ship, and they're finding many of their allies are starting to have a different approach. You know what I'm saying? To the way that America has constantly behaved. As a matter of fact, let me get something real quick. Let me get a precept. Let me see. I believe this is in Habakkuk. Let me see. No, that's not what I want. Salakia. What I want is in Isaiah. Let me grab Isaiah 33rd chapter. Here we go. The water Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi. This is Isaiah chapter 33, verse 1. It says, "Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee." Man, we're seeing that shift. We're seeing that shift is happening right now, man. Right? So since I was here in Habakkuk, let's get Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 6. Let's start at verse 5. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5. It says, "Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desires hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay." Man, all these nations is turning against America. All these nations is backing up off America. See what I'm saying? So hey, hey, partner, you done a little too much dirt. You see what I'm saying? You done a little too much dirt, and I can't be a part of this. Can't be a part of this deal no more. You see what I'm saying? So let's go to last article real quick. Okay, this is from RT News. It says Putin and Macron reveal outcome of key Ukraine talks. Putin agrees to move forward on some of the security proposals Macron brought to Moscow on Monday. Russian President Vladimir Putin said it was possible to move forward on some of the solutions to the Ukraine crisis. His French counterpart, Emmanuel Macron, proposed at the Monday talks in Moscow. Macron told the media in the Kremlin that these ideas might require brand new security mechanisms. Moscow and Paris have agreed to further work on a number of Macron's proposals on Ukraine. The two leaders told reporters after finishing their marathon Monday talks, which pushed the press conference past midnight Moscow time. Neither of them offered any details on what the proposals might be, which is a smart move. Putin said he and Macron had a productive discussion on de-escalating the situation in Ukraine. The Russian president reiterated that Kyiv has been refusing to implement the Minsk agreements and make peace with the two breakaway regions of Donetsk and Lugansk, choosing to persecute Russian speakers in Ukraine instead. All right. Okay, so that's the point. Right, so that's the point. So we're seeing this shift happening. We're seeing this shift happen in real time. And things is about to escalate, man. Things is about to escalate because America is losing friends. America's running out of friends. So let's go to Jeremiah chapter 50. America is running out of friends. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 11. And it says, "Because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage, because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass, and bellow as bulls. Your mother shall be sore confounded. Your mother shall be sore confounded, man. And who's America's mother? That would be Britain. Great Britain is going to turn on America too. You see what I'm saying? When the scriptures say that Babylon ain't going to have no friends, it means that Babylon ain't going to have no friends out here. Because your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bear you shall be ashamed. Slacky. All right. So she that bear you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. Because of the wrath of Yahawah, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished, and hiss at her plagues, and hiss at all her plagues, man. Right? Just look, man, this place is gonna be an absolute deserted spot, completely desolate, without any inhabitants, man. It won't even be habitable. The only thing that's gonna be over here are desert creatures. You see what I'm saying? Verse 14, it says, Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her. Spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against Yahawah. And that's why I named it this title, All Ye That Bend the Bow, Fire. Because that's what's gonna be. It's gonna be time to fire. Shoot your cannons, man. Shoot all the nukes. That's what's gonna happen with all these nations. All these nations. So many of them. You see what I'm saying? Millions upon millions of these nukes, of these missiles, these warheads. It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit up, man. You see what I'm saying? The Most High is gonna pull up His elect, man. Lord willing, I'm one of them. Lord willing, I am one of them. That's right. Because you do not want to be here when those nukes fall. And all these scoffers out here just keep talking like, oh no, that's not true. It's not real. You see what I'm saying? No, there's no Jacob's trouble, man. Y'all keep playing that. Y'all keep playing that game. Y'all keep playing that game, man, because it's going to be a different story once it all goes down, man. Verse 15, it says, Shout against her round about. She hath given her hand. Her foundations are fallen. Her walls are thrown down. For it is the vengeance of Yahawah. Take vengeance upon her, as she hath done, do unto her. You see what I'm saying? And that's why when we say all them allies, America ain't gonna have no friends. Japan is gonna turn on America because Japan, guess either you want to believe it or not, Japan still remembers. Japan still remembers what happened with Nagasaki and Hiroshima and Tokyo. Japan still remembers that. You see what I'm saying? They ain't stupid. They ain't stupid. It says what? Take vengeance upon her, as she has done, do unto her. And all these nations are starting to smell blood. Why? Because America is in no shape to defend itself anymore. It's full of transformers. It's full of effeminate men, and it's full of fake dominant women. You see what I'm saying? Because once it all hits the fans, you know what I'm saying, your female sergeants and whatnot, they're gonna be real weak in the knees when it comes down to facing them Korean warriors. You see what I'm saying? Them warriors over in Korea running through cinder blocks and shit. It's about to get real out there, man. You see what I'm saying? Verse 16, cut off the sower from Babylon, and him that handleth the sickle in the time of harvest. For fear of the oppressing sword, they shall turn every one to his people, and they shall flee every one to his own land. You see what I'm saying? All these other nations are turning away from America to their own lands, their own customs. They're saying, hey, man, I thought the grass was greener over here, man. I thought it was greener pastures over in the land of the free, the home of the brave, but it ain't the truth, man. It ain't the truth. You see what I'm saying? Right? It's the land of the cowards, the home of the enslaved. That's what it is. It's time for me to go back to India. It's time for me to go back to Russia. It's time for me to go back to China. It's time for me to go back. You see what I'm saying? Let me go back home. It's better over there. Okay, let's go to Matthew. Let's go to Matthew. Let's find out what's going on with this time of harvest, as it says. What's that time of harvest? Let's hit Matthew chapter 13. Matthew chapter 13, verse 37, it says, He answered and said unto them, He that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world. The good seed are the children of the kingdom, the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians, and the speckled birds that may look like the heathen, that may look like all these other Gentiles, but their lines go back to the Israelites from the lines of their fathers, man. It says what? The children are the good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked one. The enemy that sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels. You see, the scriptures tell you clearly what this all is. It all ties together, man. It all ties together. So let's go to Matthew in chapter 24. Verse 6. Now let me start at verse 3. Matthew chapter 24, verse 3. It says, And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? It's that time of harvest that Yahawashi was speaking of. Verse 4 says, And Yahawashi answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am anointed, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And we're seeing this happen right before our eyes, man. Well, all these jokers is trying to deny what they see happening right before them. It don't stop the prophecies from rolling, man. Let's go to Obadiah. This is Obadiah chapter 1, verse 7. All of the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Right? You see, all these nations were at peace with America. All these nations was cool. Why? Because they was on the winning side. They was on the side of the winner. Right? But what's happening right now? America's losing. America's losing. Esau's losing hard. Esau's being embarrassed at every corner. You see what I'm saying? At every corner. Right? Here they are having they got to take down their own statues that they was proud of. Why? Because their wickedness is being showed before the whole congregation. They got to take it all down now. They got to pretend like it was never there. They got to push laws to make sure you don't tell the truth about history. You see what I'm saying? That's that shame. Let's go to Psalms. This is Psalms chapter 41, verse 9. Psalms 41, verse 9, it says, Yeah, mine own familiar friend, in whom I trusted, which did eat of my bread, hath lifted up his heel against me. You see? You see? America's allies are running away. Let's finish this off with Revelations. Okay, this is Revelations chapter 17, verse 15, and it reads, And he saith unto me, The waters which thou sawest there, where the whore sitteth, are peoples, and multitudes, and nations, and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. For the Most High hath put in their hearts, which is their minds, right? For the Most High hath put in their minds to fulfill his will, and to agree. Check that out. What do we see with Russia? What do we see with Russia and France? What do we see with Russia and China? What do we see with Russia and India? Right? For the Most High hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree. And give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. You see? They gave their power to this beast, man. And now the beast is hating the whore. Right? You about to see all these nations from NATO start to break away, man. We're seeing this with France. We're starting to see this with Turkey. Right? What is Turkey doing? Turkey is buying weapons and all that stuff from Russia. Things is different now. You see what I'm saying? But we about to see a whole bunch of stuff play out real soon. All right, keep your eyes open for it. So I want to say, call Haloyim La, Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Harakah. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders, a great millstone, of whom I've grown in this truth under. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, and that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Akwat that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes scattered abroad throughout the 4 corners of the earth. Peace and blessings to you all. Barakatah. Shalom.